Hello and Minglaba. Welcome to MI Radio's Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin. ပြည်ထောင်စုလွှတ်တော် focusing on the COVID-19 economic relief plan, also known as CERP, at the first day meeting of the 17th regular session. For every parent of school children, school enrollments have begun in Myanmar. Amarapura residents expecting reopening of world-famous U Bein Bridge. And a story coverage on how China successfully held nationwide exams amid COVID-19. Stay with me on Myanmar Today for the reports, but let's take a look at what's happening in local news now. State Councillor Dawn San Suu Kyi wrote on her Facebook page Monday that it was important that school children do not drift away from learning and that next week they would initiate steps to reopen schools that had to close down due to COVID. This was what she wrote. For health and education levels to be high are two basic requirements for citizens. Both are requirements for life, and it was necessary to nurture and develop with care. The State Councillor also wrote, to bring our education system to a high level, there are so many things that need to be done. That is why we are putting education on the same level as health. It is important that school children do not drift away from learning. Next week, she said, they will initiate to reopen schools that had to close down due to COVID. She said they will begin by reopening the high schools, and based on the success of this plan, they will make plans to reopen the middle and primary schools. The government will hold an annual Wazo robe offering ceremony in Naypyidaw on the 29th of July. A coordination meeting for organizing this ceremony was held at the Ministry of Religious Affairs and Culture Monday morning. The event will take place on the 10th waxing of second Wazo at the Sasana Mahabhaitman Upadansanti Pagoda in the capital city. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, only senior monks have been invited to this year's donation ceremony. A leading committee, the working committee, and 10 subcommittees for the upcoming ceremony were formed on the 9th of July. Union Minister Thura Uwanko urged the subcommittees to exert efforts for the ceremony and to do a review of the strengths and weaknesses of similar events in previous years. He also called on the subcommittees to adhere to the directives, guidelines, and suggestions of the National Level Central Committee on Prevention, Control and Treatment of Coronavirus Disease and the Ministry of Health and Sports. The government of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, the Telecom International Myanmar, Mytel, and the Bank of Investment and Development of Vietnam, BIDV, donated cash funds and face masks to the National Level Central Committee on Prevention, Control and Treatment of Coronavirus Disease and the Department of Medical Research of the Ministry of Health and Sports on Monday. The government of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam donated $50,000 to the National Level Central Committee on Prevention, Control and Treatment of Coronavirus Disease. Mytel donated $5,000 and 30,000 face masks to the Department of Medical Research, and the BIDV donated 2 million jats to the department. Amid the coronavirus outbreak, the high school enrollment for grade 10 and 11 of the 2020 to 2021 academic year has started on Monday in the regions and states in conformity with the precautionary measures of the pandemic issued by the Ministry of Health and Sports. The school enrollments are available between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. from 13th of July to the 17th of July. However, enrollments for grade 10 and 11 are on different days. The schools are planned to reopen under two separate shifts depending on the number of students. In a few weeks, the elementary and primary schools will be reopened. The Anti-Corruption Commission presented reference documents and publications on integrity and ethics to the Shan State Chief Minister and other top officials Monday morning at the Shan State government. The reference publications are for the Shan State government, the Shan State Luto, judicial officials, the officials in self-administered zones in Shan State, and libraries. Anti-Corruption Commission Chairman U Wang-ji said the commission organized workshops on integrity in regions and states, as well as opened 2 youth integrity camps. Shan State Chief Minister delivered a speech by saying that the union government is working for the development of the entire nation during this democratic transition period. The union government, in collaboration with civil servants and the citizens, is working to make Myanmar a corruption-free society. A man was killed and one other sustained injuries in an incident in a ruby mining site in Mogo Township, Mandalay region. The incident occurred at an abandoned ruby mining site near Myanmar village on Sunday. A 40-year-old man identified as Kozo 9 fell into an underground ruby tunnel, injuring another mine worker. The two victims were sent to a public hospital by an ambulance from a local social organization. Kozo 9 was pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital, and another man named Kocho Minkai has broken his right leg and is receiving medical treatment at the hospital. Local fighters, auxiliary firemen, volunteers from a local social group, members of the Myanmar Red Cross Society, and residents were involved in the rescue operation. That's all with the local news, and we'll dive right into our first report now. The Pidangsu Luto held its first day meeting of the 17th regular session on Monday, and Pidangsu Luto Speaker U Bein said the approval for 2020 to 2021 fiscal year National Planning Draft Law, National Budget Law, and Union Tax Law are going to be prioritized during the 17th regular session of Pidangsu Luto. We turn to our reporter Pyo Tivitu for more information.
In an effort to overcome the immediate negative impacts of the COVID-19, the Ministry of Planning, Finance and Industry has issued a comprehensive economic stimulus plan called COVID-19 Economy Relief Plan (CERP). It was launched on 27 April 2020, and CERP includes 7 goals, 10 strategies, 36 action plans, and 76 actions, covering a broad range of fiscal and monetary measures. Several of the measures in the plan have already been implemented gradually to help the crisis management in financial, social, and economic and other various sectors. The Pidangsu Luto held its first day meeting of the 17th regular session yesterday. In his opening remark, Pidangsu Luto Speaker U Bein said that the approval for 2020-2021 fiscal year National Planning Draft Law, National Budget Law, and Union Tax Law are going to prioritize during the 17th regular session of Pidangsu Luto.
နိုင်ငံတော်အတွက်နေ့စဉ်မဖြစ်မနေဆောင်ရွက်ပေးရမယ်2020-2021ခုဘဏ္ဍာရေးနဲ့မြို့သားစီမံကိန်းဥပဒေကြမ်း The
17th regular session of Pidangsu Luto is planning to finish just after the last week of August. During the 17th regular session, the Pidangsu Luto will prioritize the discussion and approval on the annual National Planning Draft Law, National Budget Law, and Union Tax Law.
Mawin, Deputy Minister for Planning, Finance and Industry, reported and suggested that these edited law and draft are needed to be approved as soon as possible for the immediate implementation of CERP processes effectively.
The 4 out of 6 tax credits in CERP have to be implemented immediately. If we are going to follow all the full process in editing the Union Tax Law, it is impossible to implement the tax matter in CERP immediately. So we would like to suggest that the Pidangsu Luto approve that the statement of the President directly within 60 days. Then this law will come into force in implementing the CERP quickly.
Usa Out, Deputy Minister, Ministry of Planning, Finance and Industry, clarifying the drawing of CERP with 7 goals, 10 strategy, 36 action plans, covering a broad range of fiscal and monetary measures.
CERP လုပ်ငန်းစဉ်တွေကိုတက်ဆိုင်ရာဌာနများကအမြန်ဆုံးအကောင့်ထဲပေါ်ရမှာဖြစ်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒီဌာနတွေကိုလည်း budget လုံလုံလောက်လောက်ချပေးထားပါတယ်
The relevant ministries and departments have to implement CERP processes immediately. The Ministry of Planning, Finance and Industry has already provided the sufficient budget for the processes and also the source of financing. Within 2019 and 2020 fiscal years, about 2,850 billion jets has been planned to spend immediately in the implementation of CERP processes. The CERP processes will go on implementing also in the fiscal year of 2020 and 2021. And if necessary, CERP will be associated with drawing an economic recovery plan. CERP is a kind of short-term plan to mitigate the negative impacts of COVID-19 in Myanmar, and so the CERP needs to connect with the long-term plan, Myanmar Sustainable Development Plan also.
The CERP is meant to deal with the current requirements of Myanmar and to cushion the financial, social, and economic impacts of the global pandemic. It has received a positive response from the public as it benefits both businesses and individuals. I am Pyo Dividu. This is news reporting from Myanmar Radio.
That's a report on the Bidangsu Luto focusing on the COVID-19 economic relief plan at the first day meeting of the 17th regular session. We'll move on to the next report. Enrollment of school children for grade 11 and grade 10 began on the 13th of July across the country, and according to the report, schools will give priority to the old students rather than the newcomers this year due to limited resources in the school. Williamson will tell us more.
The academic year 2020 and 21 will open from 21st of July, and in order to be able to start the class from 21st of July, the schools have started to receive the enrollment from 13th of July, where the parents and the students hurry to the school for enrollment. As the school will be open amid the concern over COVID-19, the academic year 2020 and 21 is unlike any other year where proper rules and regulation will be implemented by the teachers in giving class, and strict social distancing will be followed by everyone. From 13th of July, the enrollment for grade 11 and grade 10 has started, and it will be followed by other grades from higher to lower grades. However, it is learned that the old students will be given priority in enrollment and the new will be accepted. Only the old students are all enrolled in admission due to limited space and resources in the school. And the first phase of admission will be open till 17th of July. Domamyaji is the headmistress of number 4 Basic Education High School along Township, and she spoke to Myanmar Radio about the present situation of opening schools for the students, and she said,
Long before we opened the school admission, we had already planned all the necessary works to be done and all the preparation for the school. When the students and the parents come to the school for the admission, they must keep themselves 6 feet apart, and as soon as they are inside, they are checked for their body temperature, and then they will proceed further to their respective rooms for the admission. We have measuring 30 to 24 feet classroom where the chairs and tables for 20 students have been arranged there. One teacher will help the students with form filling procedures, and another teacher will help with providing one face shield, 3 masks, and the textbooks, which the government provide for all the students free of charge.
The school will have 2 shifts in a day, where the first shift will begin from 7:30 in the morning till 11:30 a.m. and the second shift will begin from 12:30 p.m. until afternoon 4:30 p.m. The students will have 5 periods in a day, and overall the students will sit roughly 4 hours in the classroom. Dr. Oma Kin is one of the parents who comes to the school for her child's school enrollment, and speaking to Myanmar Radio, and she said,
As COVID-19 is still present, I cannot say anything what will be the situation for my child in his schooling. Somehow I'm afraid that my son may get infected, but when it comes to education, we have to go on. But I will make sure that my son has masks, hand sanitizers, and other protective tools. Even though there's a state fear, I don't think my son will roam around and hang out with his friends much, and hopefully everything will be fine.
But on the other hand, some of the parents are a bit concerned that some people have become quite careless when it comes to protection of the virus, not bother even to wear a mask and keep social distancing. Dorothy Datlai is one of the teachers at number 4 Basic Education High School alone, and she also spoke to MI Radio and said,
From today, we have started to receive the enrollment for both grade 11 and grade 10. We make sure that whoever comes here follow the rules and regulations, keep 6 feet distance, and hand washing is a must. As a teacher, the thing which makes a worry is the students might get infected, and I don't want anything happen to these students. But here we prepare everything and give our best to protect the students so that the parents and the students don't have to worry much.
Makin Tatasa is one of the students who will be studying her grade 11 this year, and she also said,
I am happy that the school will open soon. And to keep myself protected from the infection, I must wash hands carefully and frequently. Need to keep 6 feet social distancing, must wear the mask all the time and face shield as well. I'm ready to go back to school with no fear.
Giving her message to the students and the parents, Domimyaji said,
To all the parents, there is nothing to be worried about the schooling of their children regarding COVID-19. And I want the parents to send their children to school without worries, because we have all the required protective tools from washing basin to face shield. 2 teachers will be available to help the student in every classroom. The teachers will look after the students even when they use the bathroom. So the message I would like to give to the parents is not to worry at all when it comes to COVID-19 infection.
This is Williamson for MI Radio.
More reports coming up later. Stay with us. U Bein Bridge is an interesting place capable of attracting travelers to go to and visit upon arrival at Mandalay. But due to the COVID-19 outbreak, it has been closed for more than 3 months. U Bein Bridge is a famous and a tourist attraction for a sightseeing spot and a relaxing point besides being just popular in the country. As it is temporarily closed in order to prevent the COVID-19 outbreak, responsible officials are preparing to reopen systematically along with the enforcement of the preventive health measures as soon as they get permission. Here's a report.
U Bein Bridge is an interesting place capable of attracting the travelers to go and visit upon arrival at Mandalay, but due to the COVID-19 outbreak, it has been closed for more than 3 months. U Bein Bridge is a crossing that spans the Tamtaman Lake with the linkage between Amarapura Township and Tamtaman Village, constructed with a round and long teak wood. It becomes famous and a tourist attraction for a sightseeing place and a relaxing point besides being popularity inside the country. As it is temporarily closed in order to prevent the COVID-19 outbreak, the responsible persons are preparing to reopen systematically, along with the enforcement of the preventive health measures as soon as they get the permission. Utanaito, member of Tamtaman Boat Association, said.
I was a bit short of cash to spend during the closure of U Bein Bridge. The bridge has been closed and we had to stop our service too. But not only me, but also the whole team was impacted by the COVID-19 outbreak, as this place is a sightseeing spot and many people come here, so I don't think it's gonna be open soon. This place is so popular that many travelers normally come here and the crowd is so big that some find it hard to penetrate. This kind of place might take a little bit more time to reopen.
The grassroots of Mandalay like boatmen, photographers, small shops that sell the seasonal foods, and the souvenir shops have to rely on the U Bein Bridge for their earnings and businesses. U Aojomi, a photographer near U Bein Bridge, said.
Though it is a rainy season, all businesses go well for us every year. It means when the rain occurs, Tamtaman Lake is filled with rainwater and travelers automatically come here. Also, there's upcoming popular Tam Byong Nut Festival, so many travelers from Upper Myanmar, Lower Myanmar, Yangon, Molamyai, and moreover from Mijina visit here, so we can walk well. But because of COVID-19, the bridge has been closed, including me and many sailors from the other side of the lake will make easier with their livings when this place is reopened. Now as the bridge is closed, the sailors from the other side of the lake have to come to this side and sail stops by boat. Along with the winds and the wave, coming by boat isn't much comfortable for them too. So they have to choose furthermore roads for their safety with motorcycle carriers and three-wheelers. After all these problems and difficulty with our lives, I want this bridge to be reopened sooner.
The U Bein Bridge has been closed due to the announcement of the regional order, but some travelers to Mandalay went to Tangtaman Lake and silently visited the prohibited U Bein Bridge area without permissions. U chairman of Tangminji Pagoda Disciplinary Committee said.
Wazoo and Wagon are the season when the place is filled with soul crowds together with the local and foreign travelers and worshippers. But in this year, there are no visitors because of the COVID-19 outbreak. The closure of the U Bein Bridge due to the COVID-19 outbreak made the few travelers to return back to their places.
The U Bein Bridge in Amarapura, Mandalay region has been closed and trespassing is not allowed since the first local COVID-19 case is found. Locals said that because of this situation, the living of the grassroots of the community who live near the U Bein Bridge and Tangtaman Lake are getting harder during the pandemic. A local from Tangtaman Lake said that even in the time of being closed for 3 months, there are thousands of people visiting during the full moon day of Nayong and First Waso. But this amount is only 1/10 of the normal visitors. Dr. Myunwe, a seller who works near U Bein Bridge, said.
I want the bridge to be opened as soon as possible. We have difficulties as we came from Tangtaman Lake. Back then we used to walk across the bridge to get here and walk. But now we have to walk all the way around the lake. So this is not very convenient for us. That's why I want this bridge to be opened soon.
While some maintenances for Myanmar's very well-known U Bein Bridge crossing Tangtaman Lake are being carried out, the restrictions to access the bridge has occurred due to the COVID-19 outbreak since March.
We have one last report coming up on Myanmar Today. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. An estimated 10.71 million students took China's national college entrance exam for 2020 starting on July 7th. This is the largest organized collective activity nationwide since the COVID-19 outbreak, although it has been postponed for 1 month due to the coronavirus. The examination came to a close nationwide Friday. For more information, we turn to our reporter, Akajo.
China's National College Entrance Exam, known as Gaokao in Chinese, came to a close nationwide Friday. The test is such an important examination that almost nothing can disrupt it. But this year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic and so many uncertainties, some adjustments even had to be made to this test. An estimated 10.71 million students took China's National College Entrance Exam for 2020, starting on the 7th of July. This is the largest organized collective activity nationwide since the COVID-19 outbreak, although it has been postponed for 1 month due to the coronavirus. For this year, there are more than 7,000 examination sites and about 400,000 examination rooms across China, with around 945,000 teaching staff participating in the related work. Masaji Newin, China Media Group CI Myanmar Department, explained more on the measures exercised during the exam.
ဇူလိုင်လ9ရက်နေ့ကတရုတ်နိုင်ငံမှာတက္ကသိုလ်ဝင်ခွင့်စာမေးပွဲတွေကျင်းပခဲ့တယ်။ကျောင်းသားပေါင်း10တန်းကျော်ဝင်ရောက်ပြည်စုခဲ့ကြတယ်။တရုတ်ပြည်မှာစာမေးပွဲတွေပေါ့နော်ချောချောမောမောပြည်စုနိုင်မှုနဲ့ဒီကျောင်းသားတွေပေါ့နော်ကျန်းမာရေးအာမခံပေးနိုင်မှုအတွက်တည်တည်ချာချာလေးကိုထထရောက်ဆောင်ရွက်ထားတာတွေ့ရပါတယ်။ ဒါအပြင်ဒေသတစ်ခုနဲ့တစ်ခုကတော့တရားကိုဆောင်ရွက်ပုံတွေကတော့ကွဲပြားပါတယ်ရှင်တချို့ပြည်နယ်တွေဒေသတွေကြတော့စာမွေးသွားဖြေဖို့အကျိုးပို့ကားတွေစီစဉ်ပေးထားတယ်စာမွေးဝင်တဲ့သူတွေအားလုံးပေါ့နော်လက်ကိုပိုးသက်ရတယ်အပူချိန်တိုင်းရတယ်နောက်နှာခေါင်းစီးတက်ရတယ်သတ်မှတ်ထားတဲ့ကွာဝေးရှိအောင်လည်းစီစဉ်ထားတယ်နောက်ကိုပူချိန်တက်တဲ့သူတွေကူးဆက်ခံရတယ်လို့တန်တရားရှိသူတွေအတွက်ကိုဒီအရန်စာမိုးပွဲနေရာတွေပေါ့နော်ပြုလုပ်ပေးထားပါတယ်ဒီစာမွေးကျင်းပတဲ့နေရာတိုင်းမှာဒီစေးဝန်တန်း2ဦးဒါမှမဟုတ်3ဦးချထားပေးတာကိုတွေ့ရတယ်နောက်ပြီးသူနာပြုကားတွေလည်းစီစဉ်ပေးထားပါတယ်တချို့ပြည်နယ်တွေကြမှာကြတော့AI နည်းပညာကိုအသုံးပြုထားပြီးတော့ဒီစာမွေးစီကံဖောက်ဖျက်တယ်လို့ဒီတန်တရားမကင်းတဲ့လောက်ရက်တစ်ခုကိုတွေ့လို့ရှိရင်စစ်စစ်ပြီးတော့ဗီဒီယိုဖိုင်တွေကိုအချိန်ပိုင်းအတွင်းကဲဖြတ်နိုင်အောင်စီစဉ်ထားပါတယ်စာမွေးတွေတရားမျှတဖို့အတွက်ကိုလည်းဒီတရုတ်ပညာရေးဝန်ကြီးဌာနကပေါ့နော်စာမွေးဆိုင်ရာတိုင်ကြားနိုင်တဲ့ဖုန်းနံပါတ်တွေကိုထုတ်ပြန်ထားပါတယ်တကယ်လို့တိုင်ကြားချက်တွေရှိလို့ရှိရင်အမြန်ဆုံးလှုပ်ဆောင်ပေးမယ်လို့လည်းသိရပါတယ်ရှင်
The grueling annual college entrance exam, known as Gaokao, is not an ordinary test. It is notorious for being one of the toughest exams in the world. It is China's version of an American SAT. In Mandarin, Gaokao translates into high exam. It is a title the annual test certainly lives up to. Masaji Niwin continued to comment that the technology gap among the different countries hinders the education system of the different countries at the time of the pandemic.
ယခုလက်ရှိကယောဂအခြေအနေကာလအတွင်းမှာပညာရေးခန္ဓာအခြေအနေကိုသုံးသပ်ရမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့ဒီကယောဂအကြောင်းပေါ့နော်နိုင်ငံတည်ကကျောင်းသားကျောင်းသူတွေရဲ့ပညာသင်ကြားရေးတွေမှာထိခိုက်တာတော့တွေ့ရတယ်တကမ္ဘာလုံးကူးစက်နေတဲ့ဒီယောဂဆိုကြီးကရပ်တန့်သွားမှဒါမှမဟုတ်ကာကွယ်ကုသဆေးတွေပေါ်လာမှပုံမှန်ကျောင်းတက်စာသင်ကြားမှုတွေပြန်လုပ်နိုင်မှာပါကျောင်းသားတွေဒီကျောင်းပြန်တက်နိုင်မတက်နိုင်ဆိုတာတော့ဒီကယောဂရဲ့အခြေအနေပေါ်မူတည်တယ်လို့ဖြစ်လာပါတယ်ကယောဂဖြစ်နေတဲ့အခြေအနေမှာတရုတ်နိုင်ငံလိုနည်းပညာဖွံ့ဖြိုးတိုးတက်တဲ့နိုင်ငံတွေက online သင်ကြားမှုစတင်နိုင်ပေမဲ့တချို့ဖွံ့ဖြိုးမှုအားနည်းနေသေးတဲ့နိုင်ငံတွေကကြတော့ online အနေပညာသင်ယူဖို့ဆိုတာစိန်ခေါ်မှုတွေအများကြီးရှိနေပါသေးတယ်နိုင်ငံတစ်နိုင်ငံနဲ့နိုင်ငံဖွံ့ဖြိုးတိုးတက်မှုအရာနည်းပညာကွာဟမှုတွေရှိရပြင်ဒီ online ပညာရေးဆိုင်ရာပေါ့နော်အခြေခံအဆောက်အအုံတွေဖွံ့ဖြိုးတိုးတက်ဖို့အင်တာနက်စားတယ်ပေါ့နော်အစိမ့်မြင့်နည်းပညာတွေမြင့်တင်မှုတွေအခက်အခဲတွေရှိနေပါသေးတယ်အခုချိန်မှာတော့ကာကွယ်ထိန်းချုပ်ရေးကိုလေးထားမယ်ပြင်ဖို့ဒီစီးပွားရေးတွေပညာရေးတွေစတာတွေမှာပေါ့နော်ကပ်ရောဂါရဲ့သက်ရောက်မှုအနည်းဆုံးဖြစ်စေဖို့နဲ့ဒီတံပြန်နိုင်မှုအတွက်ကိုမူဝါဒအသစ်တွေချင်းကံပုံအသစ်တွေနီလန်းအသစ်တွေမဖြစ်မနေဖန်တီးဖို့လိုအပ်တယ်လို့သုံးသပ်မိပါတယ်ရှင်
Gaokao is something Chinese students spend 12 years preparing. It is a loan criterion for admission into Chinese universities. It lasts for 10 hours spread over 2 days of incredibly complex questions. It is usually taken by students in their last year of senior high school, though there has been no age restriction since 2001. There are now over 12.8 million COVID-19 confirmed cases globally, with over 565,000 fatalities and more than 7 million recoveries, according to the latest tally from Johns Hopkins University. This is Akajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
And that's all we have for today's reports. Here's the international news on Myanmar Today. On Monday, India reported another record jump in COVID-19 infections, adding 28,701 new cases and pushing the tally to over 878,000. Local authorities in several cities are reimposing strict lockdowns after an attempt to open up to revive an ailing economy. The new cases have raised the national total to 878,254, according to Johns Hopkins University data. Indian Central Health Ministry also reported 500 more deaths in the past 24 hours, taking the total number of fatalities to 23,174. Major cities like New Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, and Pune are among those witnessing a huge hike in infections. Several states have introduced weekend curfews and announced strict lockdowns in high-risk areas to slow down infections. India has the third highest number of COVID-19 cases in the world, behind the United States and Brazil. China spokesman of Customs Li Kui-wan speaks to media about import and export data for the first half of 2020. A slump in China's exports likely eased in June as some countries reopened their economies, and factories have ramped up production amid an expansion in new orders, fueling expectations of an economic rebound faster than analysts previously forecast. You can watch more on CGTN. 17 U.S. states and the District of Columbia sued the administration of President Donald Trump on Monday, rejecting the federal government's recent rule stripping foreign students of their visas if the institution they are enrolled in only offers online teaching this fall due to the coronavirus pandemic. Led by the Massachusetts Attorney General's office, the lawsuit came exactly 1 week after the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and Immigration and Customs Enforcement released guidelines vowing to invalidate foreign students' F1 and M1 visas if the educational institution they are enrolled in switches to online-only courses, possibly depriving them of their legal status to stay in the United States. A British man living in China during the pandemic says he has no regrets of staying in the country despite saying he was stopped entering grocery shops. 27-year-old Scott Winders from Hull has been teaching English in Daqing, northern China, for nearly 3 years. He said he felt safer in China than in the UK because of the measures in place, but claimed he had been shunned from stores due to being a foreigner. His father, Dave Winders, said his son had probably done the right thing. Mr. Winders said he was surviving on mostly fruit, eggs, and water for about a month and a half, and had to rely on his Chinese friends to get food for him during a lockdown of the city, which started in February and lasted nearly 3 months. In other news, the World Health Organization has warned that numerous countries are adopting the wrong approach in their fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. After a daily record of 230,000 new COVID-19 cases was reported on Sunday, the UN Health Agency said the pandemic was only going to get worse unless people stuck to the basics of physical distancing, hand washing, wearing masks, and staying home if sick. WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said, quote, "I want to be straight with you. There will be no return to the old normal for the foreseeable future." He continued saying, quote, "Let me be blunt. Too many countries are headed in the wrong direction. The virus remains public enemy number one, but the actions of many governments and people do not reflect this." He added that if governments did not act to suppress the transmission, and if people did not follow the basics, it would result in the pandemic getting worse and worse and worse. The WHO boss said 4 scenarios were now playing out around the world. They were countries that were alert and avoided large outbreaks, those that got a major outbreak under control, those that eased restrictions but were now suffering new infections, and those in an intense transmission phase. And that's all we have for now. Thanks for joining me on Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin. Stay safe and stay protected, everyone. I'll see you again. Goodbye.